The ground by the cold lake shore. Other travellers came walking down the track. They never went further, no, they never went back. Then came the churches, then came the schools, then came the lawyers, then came their rules, then came the trains and the trucks and their loads, and the dirty old track was the Telegraph Road. Other roads are available. I like the Telegraph Road. Then came the arms, then there was a hard times, then there was war. Telegraph sang a song about the world outside. The Telegraph Road was so deep, so wide. All right, and brother, we're catching up. I'm just having a little bit of background music while you do your clerical, administrative stuff that you do.
Yeah, I'm just saying hello to the room, saying they're liking singing Smithy, and I'm just saying, and send me your...
A little bit of air guitar, mate. A little bit of a vibrative, active inner going on here, mate. Raising the inner vibration. Invoking the happiness. Backing room, lad, backing room. All good then?
All good, brother. I'm just telling them to email where to email, and if they want to join in the chats, bring a brew, a pen, a pad, and a few family. We have Albert, Curtis, Rivers, hi Andy and David, checking in from Brisland. So that is a long way away, isn't it? It's a long way away.
I wouldn't want to walk it.
I was thinking, which way is it now? We're going to avoid that for the time being.
The long way down, long way under.
We have a Welsh brother or sister, Yardi 123. Howdy, brothers from, I can't say that. It is spelled Cymru. Cymru.
Yeah, Cymru. Wales, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that place in Wales that we can't say.
I do have family there, and no doubt they'll pronounce it correctly, but I don't know the pronunciation. So, yeah.
As I'm sat here, we have got in the messages on my person's Facebook account some Gmails, but I don't know which ones. It could be anywhere. There's hundreds of messages. I'll look in Freedom Project email. 1 minute. Let's see if we've got anybody I can pick out straight away. Subject or 1 minute. Let's go down like this. How we do it live. There's no preparation. We're straight from the heart and live, aren't we, Andy?
Absolutely, mate. Off the cuff. Crest of the wave and all that. Riding life's flow. What can you do? We are the currency. Go with the flow.
Sound like an old MC from Top Buzz. Can't beat the system. Go with the flow. If you're looking for attitude. Coventry, 1991, the Eclipse. Laurent Garnier, Sasha, Carl Cox, Mickey Finn, Rat Pack, Easy D, Top Buzz.
Oh, I was very young then, mate. You see, I wouldn't remember those days. I was probably still at school.
I would like to learn how to become a settler beneficiary in the private and not the public. Well done too. I think that's a YouTube, yeah. Tornado Max, look at you go. Yes, so that's a good comment. Ben Chud commented, best way to deal with idiots, bully boys, is to throw them off your land. Good video, dude. Ben Chud. I'll read them all out if they're negative or positive. Somebody commented on a video, Colloidal Silver. Yo, they said this shit turn you blue. He's obviously in America. King Adams. So I've been treating the psoriasis here. I'm immensely impressed with it. I know it's not the prettiest of thing to get out on YouTube, but it was up here. It's recessed down. I've got new skin that's slightly different colour because it hasn't got suntan on it. And it's looking like this. I've been using it in the sunshine. When I say in the sunshine, wait, I've been using it in the sunny season. There's a difference because if you do spray your skin, notice I haven't gone blue. But if you do spray your skin and you go outside, there is a chance you'll react and turn blue. So what David did, the man, on behalf of Indi and everyone else, is I made some silver, fresh Andy. Within 3 minutes, the distilled water had gone milky. When it went milky, only after 3 minutes, there wasn't a massive amount of parts per million in it. It was a 3-minute burn on 27 volts. I went outside in the sun. I was drinking it. Just got up. Forgot, didn't I? Sat down, put the half a pint, which was left, in the sun on the table, in a clear jar, glass jar, pint jar, looking at the updates and that, tiny eyes. I went back round, grabbed it. I went, oh, lilac. It's gone like, so yeah, it does go blue in the sun. Colloidal silver water. I'll do a video of it so you can see it. So if it stands to reason, if you affix it all over and then you forget and you go outside, you will turn blue. You will turn blue. It's a fact. So viewers, everybody, that's what I've seen. I'll show you because I know you like to see. We will provide the substance, the form and the substance if possible. Where are we, Andy? Let's look at the chat room. We'll see who's in. And let's say hello to Albert Matthew says coffee time. We might have seen the Jeremy Frappuccino I made the other day. No coffee after this time, Albert. It's much like the Gremlins you'll find. Water, flat Earth, not under. It's across the way. Look at him go. Greg Hibbins is in. G-Star's in the house. Good to see you. Alrighty then. Fist bumps. John of the clan M is here. You'll be pleased to know. Have you seen my dictionary post, lol? Not yet, John, but I will do. We're balancing at the moment. We're not doing what we want to do. We're doing what has to be done, and then we'll get round to, pleasure later.
Yeah. Needs and wants must be separated. Do that which we need to first, and we'll do that which we want to afterwards.
Indeed, brother. Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? Right, comments, YouTube, I'm looking for emails, aren't I? Looking for emails. All right. Let's just quickly go. Then I'm going to go outside. I'm going to retire to the garden. Someone's commented on me and Matt in Sheffield. Man's eating from a pan. Laugh out loud. Brother called Alan. Talking about UK golden visas and the first tier applications. That's a subject to cover if anyone's interested. Angela commented on a video. Harm assessment risk tool. That's something else to talk about. Love and peace and light. Yeah.
Yeah. The state making burglaries to change meters. Property being stolen to final forfeiture. There's plenty to speak of if we wish to. Nona
Yumas, another sister that's contacted us. Welcome to the family. She's been interacting with me privately and is a viewer on here. I don't know if she'll be on tonight, but she's just joined the SPL Pro domain that we've got. Gillian, a comment on Rugby General Registry Office telephone call for live birth certificate. She says, it's all at the Vatican. Gillian, from what we know now, I'd say you bang on. Not all at the Vatican, but the root of it is at the Vatican, isn't it?
Yeah, GRO to the Vatican, yeah.
Wow, so I can't see any emails, Andy. That's not a big issue. They know where we are. They know what to do.
Big issue.
CSA, Paul. First of November video is entitled 1st of November 2016 CSA call. And Paul has left a comment. These are all public comments. I know I'm reading my emails, but these are public comments left on the video, so I can do that. It's data, is allowed because it's already in the public. CSA was designed for a nuclear family situation before minimized wages. Daddy earns all the money and it's distributed from him. We are in a totally different situation now. It takes two people's wages to pay bills, rent now. Very few families are supported by a high earning father. In a lot of families, the mother is also a high earner. Child support has been out of date since the 1940s, 50s. The courts know this very, very well, but they have a license to steal wages, so they don't want to give it up. Wow, to the point.
Well, I'll question that last part there. Do they have a license to do this? Are they licensed? Are they operating in the correct capacity? Are they indemnified?
Well, this is it. Instrumentation and public and contract and submitting an application to get a job and signing it means that you've consented, contracted, authorised, and
Bish,
in
bash,
a
bosh.
nutshell. Somebody's saying that Lizzie Borden says to a video entitled "Evil Zionist, Talmudist Jews, Illuminati, Disney, Subconscious Control for Your Children," and it says "Must See 2016." She says, Lizzie says, "How did I know you would be an anti-Semite?" But it isn't an anti-Semitic comment if you've looked at the Talmud and you've looked at the Torah and you've looked at the Essene religion, Jews race even, and you've looked at Judea and you are aware of the what's the word, Goyim, Goyim. Let's find out, guys, because that's important. And the Goyim is mentioned in the passing of the the Talmud, basically, Talmud. Search YouTube for it. How would you spell Goyim? Goyim. Goyim. Here we go. And what's the meaning of? We're using DuckDuckGo. Let's go for meaning. As we see, check this. Just check this. It's here for you to find. Here, anywhere. A Hebrew word used in the Jewish scriptures, aka the Old Testament. The word literally means nations and is always used within these scriptures. That's one variation. Goyim, definition of Goyim by the Free Dictionary. Goy, Goy.im, Goyim, or Goys, often offensive. A person who is not Jewish. Yiddish, from Hebrew, Goy, Jew, ignorant of the Jewish religion. Non-Jew, see. So there is this term called in this book. It's not my words. I'm not promoting or anything like that, brothers and sisters. But in this book, the Talmud, in the certain faith of certain Jews, there are more than one type of Jew. It mentions that word, and it also mentions the what do they refer to us as now? The infidels, the Jews and the Gentiles. The Gentiles. So the Gentiles reference and the Goyim and the Talmud and the Torah. The Torah is comparable to the New Testament and the Christian Bible. Okay, that's not really a concern for anybody. Not a concern for anti-Semitic, comments. But the Talmud and this kind of teachings and the Gentiles is a bit concerning because, as we've talked about on other hangouts, we're looking at the forced adoption of the Anglo-Saxon landmass. Man's blood is being taken and put into forced adoption under the guise of the legal system, and they're going missing. And we're hearing lots of disturbing stories now. So this kind of ties into
the fiat currency, underlying currency.
So I did post a video in 2016. Our kid was watching the Disney Channel in Hungary. And I was like, I walked in the bedroom and I was like, there's a pink pyramid flying around with a massive eye shooting two little adventure kids like through these tunnels. It was like an Aztec, type of cartoon. And his pyramid was angry and it was red and it was showing all these geographical shapes and that. And it was just like, I need to take a video of this and put it on the channel. It's a pyramid for one. It's got an eye for two. It's red for three. It's attacking children for four. It's on the Disney Channel for five. I was like, there's too many here. So this is a comment in relation to that, brother.
Yeah. Too many nominees all in one instance.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, this is, yeah, that's the one. I had to share it. So I'm not anti-Semitic at all.
We're not anti anything. Each to their own. I say, God loves each and all. Yeah, we know this.
Brotherhood of man.
That's their perception of what you are. That's their business, not yours. Obviously, it's misconstrued in their own mind. We're not anti anything.
Jesus Jones, he's commenting. Sorry, I'm listening. Jesus Jones commenting about. I'm going to post a link in the chat room now. And I'm going to go out in the garden, and.
I think garden, lad. Hey, that sounds blood chuffing great, lad. Spiffing,
See if Lado comes out. Our favourite next door neighbour's dog like ruins me chats.
Okay, mate.
2 years ago. Let's just. It's nice when I do this because I look at all the videos that I've uploaded and all the
It's gone
chats.
quick, ain't it? This 2015 business, when it all kicked up, it's gone so fast.
There's a lot here. There's a lot, mate.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Here we go. Found it.
We've achieved a lot. The group has achieved a massive amount.
I am not going to delete any of my first videos that are up because I like to see the transformation and the journey that I've had personally. But I'm not necessarily agreeing with all of my videos that are up or even saying the same now. I have tried to update where I am at now on the points, and this is the points of the live hangouts and everything. So the emails and the private domain, so it can be up to the minute, up to date, rather than a week, a month, a year. But you know that already. Here we go, they're in. That was for Jesus. Have a look. If you know them cartoons, what was the cartoon called? The name of that one from Hungary that was years ago that I recorded. Do you remember the adventure one?
Oh, yeah, I know it. The one that has
Magic, mystery, adventure.
Guitar Joe.
It's not one when I go, but like an adventure.
This one. Wait, it's coming up here. Oh, it's coming here.
Who doesn't want to make them cry or scream?
Well, we can't remember. Adventure, mystery.
Oh, I know.
When he gets to the front of the
It doesn't matter.
It's
just a question. Right, let's go. We're done. We've got security on the chat room. We don't normally need it. So, guys, self-governing. No, I won't go blue. You guys check out yourselves. We're going to leave it. It's still good.
Can be the honky tonk like anything.
Wi-Fi extension. See if it copes. We should be all right. Should be good. Hello. It's never done, is it? Never done, is it? Come on, YouTube Live, talking to the sovereign, self-governing people of the landmass. Just chatting on YouTube. That's all we're doing. Chatting on YouTube.
Fooling around
Chirping.
in the corner.
We've got too much to say. It's not fair on fam to sit in there all the time, blabbing it back of the room. I know.
What they call rock and roll.
Oh yeah, it worked.
Are you ready to go, lad?
A brother has, but no, not us. We just did it right to the edge, straight to the edge. Sorry, just for distractions. The garden has been done. You'll be pleased to see. A fine job. Now it needs trimming.
Well, if I get a chance, I'll drop up. I'll bring all the petrol equipment with me that I've got, brother, and we'll soon annihilate all that shit.
What was that? What was that tip that you mentioned? It was a life hack, wasn't it? About strimmers to use what instead of the thing? What was it? Let's tell. We can give that out, can't we?
If you wish to.
No remedy. I don't know.
I've been on jobs whereby I've run out of these things, you know. So when you got the head of your strimmer and some of this wire is like 10, 15 quid a roll, it's like, hang on a minute. So I'll get some zip ties and I'll drill a couple of extra holes in the spool where it goes. And I'll just put zip ties through and tie them out so they all pull tight, and just put 4 zip ties in there. And they whack the weeds like good uns. All for threepence.
That is a good hack. I like that. That's a good one.
He steps right up to the microphone.
See if we can see the comments, Andy. I'm going to see if we can.
I can't see any comments, though. I can't see anything other than you, brother. I can't, you know,
Yeah,
there's nothing.
I know, wait.
Just me and my Android handset. Me and my little compadre that's taught me what I know.
Where's your little friend? The laptop.
It's over there plugged in. I've got to get myself into it and, you know, start working.
I can see it. I found a way to see the chat on an Android. You press top chat. I have a function, right? There's a option when you go to the video. Oh, top chat or live chat. Wait, when you go down, when you're looking at the video, when you're watching the live stream, it looks like you can't see the comments. Then you go to the bottom, brother.
Yeah.
Bottom. here, and it says live or top chat.
Yeah.
Live. So we go to live chat. I'll change that now from top chat to live chat, and I should be able to see everything. And then if there's anybody being naughty, I have to run in and kick them out. But I'll put a 60-minute, guys, we're watching, viewers, family. If you comment, you have to wait a minute before the next comment. So it gives me a minute to be able to go inside and get out whoever is being naughty, we'll say, invoking fear and negativity. Because we don't do that, do we?
Yeah, if you've got nothing nice to say, just save it, you know. Some things are best left unsaid. Know thy place, know thyself.
Sticky Toker, I do like that name. It's quite unique, bless you. It doesn't take a genius to work that out. Jesus Jones. John says, in vitro. I just used a pair of scissors to trim, says Jonesy. Well, I hope you don't use your scissors for cutting out hair to the grass. Invigilate from John. Jesus wasn't the one I was thinking of. Invoke. What's going on here? I don't understand what all that's reference to. I swear I know. Yeah, we've caught up then, so that's all good. Anybody wants to join in, then let us know. Give me an email. What do we need to talk about or broach? And in light of the Windrush, yeah, we mentioned about the golden passports, golden citizenships. The way that CVs now, it's a rich market. There's a fourth industrial revolution at hand at the moment, where data is gold. Data, as you've seen from Cambridge Analytica and the facade that come out of all that, is very it can make presidentials or electorates or parties get in that perhaps wouldn't have if the data wasn't mined and manipulated in such ways. So when we look at the way that you could be perhaps a victim of that data. And we talk about it in lawful realms as well, like facing your accuser in law. You can't do that if you've had an assessment done on the DWP that's using algorithm, can you? Because the DWP will say, our decision maker, it has been decided, or after looking at your claim and situation, this is the answer. And you'll be like, okay, right, what do we do? No, there's no appeal. That's the answer. Well, what do we do? Oh, no, you have to go. No, well, where are you going to go, guys? What are you going to do? How would you argue with an AI?
Where's the recourse or redress from this? It's capitalism getting rolled out. They're getting richer and richer while the depraved go without as a part of the Agenda 21. So this is what's going on, isn't it? And this is why we're talking what we talk of.
All administrative courts in the UK are unlawful administration of justice under Halsbury's, and no government can legitimise them as being anything else. I agree with that. Only use this if they say adjournment. Say no adjournment, not in an unlawful administration of justice. No no case to answer. By rights, the judge should throw it out. You cannot leave until you get the judgment signed off that way. You cannot be done for it twice. So I've re-bumped that up because we need to look at that, how to these de facto courts and judges, but we'll talk about that later. I did want to talk about, these assessments and the employers. You submit a CV, and it's a saturated, rich market with employers coming all from Europe now. So you may be well qualified to do that job, well and above and beyond anybody. And because you don't put keywords on your CV parts and lay it out correctly, when it gets scanned and the systems look at it, you won't be included for an interview because you failed to mention buzzwords. And that's simply why. So that's an area to be considered about when the DWP assesses anybody and it bases it on algorithms and it sends your decisions out. That's to be looked at. And I don't think that you are consenting to the system. You see, this is the part we have problems with. Are you signing without any liability? With you signing with full liability and going to claim benefits, you've consented to that system. So that system can be whatever it wants. As much as we whinge and moan about it as the person, the public, they will never listen. When we start to affirm ourselves in the private without full public liability, then they'll listen, because more and more of us that step over and don't take the full public liability and push it back and use these and signatures and stamps and etc., then they will be like, we have a problem now. We're losing revenues, stopping it. So we'll start to peter out at some point. It's like, if you live in a council house and you claim benefits and you don't want to pay council tax, it's very hard to argue the system because you're contracting. If you didn't sign with full public liability and use your instrumentation, you could offset and do all that without any problem, couldn't you, in reality, if we was trained to, but we're not trained to, and it's your choice. We don't ever tell you to do out, but
Schooled
the
and
system,
fooled, mate. We're not educated. We're indoctrinated.
yeah, the system has got ways out, so it isn't slavery, but those ways out are very complicated. We're not trained at school about them. We're not educated. We are all legally disabled. In fact, we are all handicaps then, maybe, not disabled, because that's an insult to genuine, disease and disability, but we are legally handicapped at the age of 16 when we left school, and we didn't know anything about law. Did you get taught out about law at school? Any lessons? Any? They come in and see you, though, the police, and go, we're the police. Don't touch drugs. Be good, or we'll be after you. It's kind of what they do.
Bite you. See this big old dog here, it's going to come and bite your bum.
Yeah, there's no like, do you know what tacit tort, adhesion, acquiescence, public, criminal, civil, contract, employment? You don't get any lessons about how to like, I don't know, let's have a look, how to go on the internet safely. A lesson like that would be good for kids now, because they're looking at porn at the age of 10 on Pornhub. Stuff like, it's like, what? How is this possible? But it is, and it's happening. So
yeah, definitely stuff like that needs to be sorted forthwith. All that sort of stuff needs to be filtered or just ultimately switched off. There's no need for that sort of crap, is there? Let's be honest here.
I imagine in your world, if you was in the government, if you had a government or was part of it, and you had any power, and they said, Andy, do you know what? And they showed it you. It's a picture of a 10-year-old watching some kind of horrible thing on one of the Pornhubby type things, many of that are out there. I can imagine the type of action that you would take. It would be swift, it would be firm, and it would be fair.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll put my own personal feelings aside of being absolutely distraught, and then I'll go after the ones there that have broadcast it and ensure that it wouldn't ever be broadcast again. And I'd make an example of them as such that no one else would dare either. And that's how you need to go on.
Gravity Falls. But what's the program called? Yeah, but what's it called? Gravity Falls is the episode, isn't it? Is that the name?
Theory.
There you go, Gravity Falls. It was the name then as well.
Theory. Yeah, relatively theory speaking. Theoretically.
We need to talk about, the automation heart. What did I call it now? What was it? Harm. I can't, because it's new and I'm dyslexic. It really plays havoc with my brain. I don't mind telling you. What does HEART stand for again that I posted and found out about that one? As well as the citizenships.
Harm assessment. And I can't think myself.
Tool.
Yeah, I've been flat out myself. I've been, but yeah,
raconteurs. We need to talk about raconteurs. They've been invited by brother. We'll just say brother in the Facebook family to go on Raconteur News. So anybody knows about them or follows them or has been on there, then let us know. There's been a shooting in Sheffield. It's been tried to be covered up along with a stabbing. So we reckon so the heavy student population doesn't go to another city because of how things are. Yeah. You don't want to scare them away.
Profits could be down.
We had a blind consultation requested. Somebody who hasn't got impaired vision wants to talk to us. So it never crossed our mind to help the blind. But here we go. We've talked about the Oxford Styles Manual, the Chicago Styles Manual, and we've used that as reference points where the deaf would use that for sign language and how they recognize dogma, glossa, Latin. What is it now? You call it in letters. You have styles and characters. So the styles and the characters and the capitalization and all of that they teach for the deaf is quite crucial to our research in some way with regards to the corruption of the body of text. So we've looked at the deaf, but then we've never thought for some reason about the blind. That's come along. You think about it. No. Your primary senses aren't there, so you can only ever know what you hear. You've no way of validating that. So this could be a massive area. I could see a forum or a group being set up where we could advise the blind, and they're never going to go through that many Road Traffic Management Act. How are they going to get through that? Could you imagine?
And the rate at the change as well, and new ones implemented every day.
We've got to talk about Delone, Dodgy Doctors on YouTube, and Mark Thomas comedy product. We need that link sharing. That's amazing that that's happened. Have you watched that? Did you?
I've still
Did you
not
watch
had
it?
time, lad. He asked me earlier. I've still not had time.
Yesterday. It was
Oh,
yesterday.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it after we've done this, mate. So,
Ba-ba-ba-bam.
man's feeling slightly fatigued today. It's let's have a look here, see if nature can help.
Getting there. I'm getting there. Look, getting to the posts and working through them. I need to remember that and that bit.
Hold on. I should have had a shave. I'll have a shave tomorrow, mate. I'll have a shave tonight.
Heart, fourth industrial revolution. Let me see in these comments if I put it there. That was a good rant yesterday on Tube. I did like that on Facebook. 12 o'clock yesterday.
Babbling on.
Yeah, when I heard about the citizenships and the golden citizenships and the first tier citizenships that started in 2008 via the UK Home Office, and then we had a look at the Treasury. Turns out no one was checking the money, the millions that they was taking between £2 and £10 million for the citizenship, the golden ticket citizenship. And so then when somebody asked the question, yeah, this is the actual video as I'm talking about it. Here's a little rant.
Trevor Williams is a private investigator at Diligence, a corporate intelligence firm that conducts complex cross-border investigations. He was working on this elaborate fraud case when the trail led him to this address in North London. From this side of the gate, we can't see that much, but I know that
I'll upload it later. We're not going through that, but it was on BBC Radio 4. I don't mind saying that I listen when I'm travelling to BBC Radio 4. I don't support that station or what it does, but even though I do listen to the channel, which is kind of supporting it, agreed, but the stories that you get, you will not get these stories, which actually turn out to be true anywhere else. It's really bad. And that's the heart video. I've got them, yeah, posted them, uploaded. But UK Lord Select Committee. Here we go. I found it. Here we go. Let me read this to you then, because this was rushed at 2 in the morning, guys. It's from parliament.co.uk, and I'll post a link later. The story is about the UK leading the way for AI, and that's the web address, parliament.co.uk. It's not like Wired or any kind of website that isn't genuine. So there's lots of downloads of HTML, a PDF, and the Lord Select Committee in April sat down and said, can the UK lead the way on ethical AI? That's what the committee had to talk about. And the committee chairman, Lord Clement Jones, has said, the UK has a unique opportunity to shape AI positively for the public's benefit and to lead the international community in AI's ethical development rather than passively accept its consequences. The UK contains leading AI companies. Well, I don't know about that. A dynamic academic research culture and a vigorous startup ecosystem, as well as a host of legal, ethical, financial, and linguistic strengths. We should make, well, we've got a debased language. I don't know, Lord Clement Jones, but we'll carry on. Speaking babble.
Yeah.
we should make the most of this environment, but it's essential that ethics take centre stage in AI's development and use, a bit like the formaldehyde scandal and deaths that happen when you mess that up. But we'll carry on. AI is not without its risks. What's that, Lord Clement? I said AI is not without its risks. Okay, so he's publicly said that. And the adaptation of the principles proposed by the committee will help to mitigate these. What's that again, Lord Clement? And the adoption of the principles proposed by the committee will help to mitigate these. If not eradicate, it will help. So they're going to make a big royal of it.
So when you step into the lion's den to hand feed that beast, should we say that it comes with risks?
He's just said it. He said it there, black and white. Right. So here we go. I'm carrying on. It's not much. It's not much considering what it is. It isn't much of a summarization. There we go. Said something about an ethical approach ensures the public trusts this technology and sees the benefits of using it. So the public trusts this technology. No chance, Clemente. No chance. The man from Clemente, we say no, and
Yes,
sees the benefits
only
of using it.
yeah,
The
only they
benefits.
shall benefit from its use. They shall benefit in all the angles, not us. It's preying upon us for them for the fine and forfeiture in any circumstance. Whether you drop your cigarette butt in the wrong place, or your baby's dropped a crisp packet out of the pushchair, or you've left your car in the wrong angle, whatever the case may be, all this smart AI, all this smart algorithm, all the cameras, all the everything is there for persecution. It's not there for our safety, in which they proclaim it to be.
It will also prepare them to challenge its misuse. We want to make sure that this country remains a cutting edge place to research and develop this exciting, oh, they're excited, look, Lords,
Yeah,
excited, I'd be
the
worried.
money's
This
flowing into
exciting
me.
technology. I'll talk to me about hydrogen, Lord Clement. About, I know it's not your area, you're an educated man. Well, talk to me about hydrogen and how we can sort the environment out, lower our CO2 carbon footprint, get fuel to last longer, stop asthma and things like that. That's exciting, but you guys don't really want to know about it. It's a danger, apparently, but we want to make sure this country remains a cutting edge place to research and develop this exciting tech. However, startups can struggle to scale up on their own. Look at the scandal that's happening with the smart meters. They've got an allotted time, the government, to get this plan in place and to get so many meters in your home. But it's not the law to have these meters in your home. They're that far behind. Even if they took up another 10,000 men now to go and fit these meters, they still probably wouldn't make the government target. It's another story that we'll talk for about later on. But they have, they have targets and they have,
This beautiful
recommendations for it.
country, this place he speaks of, the UK, where is it?
So trust. AI code. One of the recommendations of the report is for a cross-sector AI code to be established, which can be a cross-sector. That means NHS, DWP, your police, your courts, your
One umbrella.
everything. That you're get ready for it. Yeah.
One umbrella. We have factual proof of that as well.
A cross-sector AI code to be established, which can be adopted nationally and internationally. The committee suggested 5 principles for such code are, and then I'm stopping, you can look at the link. Number 1, artificial intelligence should be developed for the common good and benefit of humanity. That's number 1. Artificial intelligence should be developed for the common good and benefit of humanity. So why would they be looking at it to make decisions on health and wealth and save the DWP paying thousands, hundreds of thousands of employees, pensions, sick pay, holiday pay, accident pay when they fall? All these things is what they're looking at cutting, and they're removing the man from seeing the man and giving them Alexa, AI, non-personal contact, a bloody screen, a dial-up thing, and
Amazon.
removing all of all of it.
Amazon have got a shop where you just go around and put stuff in your bag, and it just already knows what you're having because the app's on your phone. All this sort of thing, people have got nothing to do. There's even more harm and deprivation coming from this AI. That's right.
But when you need AI because you're disabled, let's go for the disabled, the disability, not picking on you, using you as an example, and you want this cutting edge technology.
Less abled.
Yeah, less abled, and you want this cutting edge technology that America and such as the chips for Stephen Hawking's chair, I believe, were made in Israel or somewhere. The chips, the AI chips for Stephen Hawking's chair, that he had all that technology to make him speak, and all that was the chips were made, not England, not America, not China. I do believe, it's a belief, I'm sure I'm right, Israel somewhere. Why? Yes, well, cutting edge technology, we know where it is and where it comes from. That's a reference too. So why don't they give it to the less abled of the United Kingdom, or our brothers and sisters? There isn't a budget. It costs too much. It costs too much to install. You don't know how to use it. It's too complicated. It can't be user friendly. There's nobody to manufacture it. The shipping costs. We're in a deficit, austerity, and all this. So they come up with all the excuses why they won't give man technology to help our lives. But yeah, as soon as a business needs it, like Amazon, as you said, Netflix investing all their billions they're investing, they've got the money for that. They've got no money for war. They've got no money for army, but they haven't got the money for man because we don't demand it. We don't know it. You see, we're not due it, to be fair. We're not due it because we can make it. Yeah. Should we want?
in the technology that's drip fed to us is at a retarded rate as well, and
Isn't
that's
it?
why
Yeah.
the general public, as it were, is also retarded as a result, because they're invoking the AI, which they're using doing this all day. That they're only as fast as the information's fed to them, and it's in a
Dr.
retarded
Sebi.
state of fashion.
I'll reference Dr. Sebi when he was. There's a video on YouTube called "Why Dr. Sebi." It's about 2 hours long. I forget the title. I'll tell you now. I'll look at it because it's important. And he says he's on about electricity, and he's on about how he cured sickle cell anemia in mixed race, we'll say Afro-Caribbean, man, woman, and how he did that. He was in America and he didn't give a protein. And when the American authorities found out he didn't give this sister, brother, the patient in that case, protein, they say that it was part of the building blocks of life, and to starve an entity, man, of building blocks of life is a crime, and blah blah blah. So he references that it perhaps isn't the building blocks of life, protein, and that it might be wrong. And he's in this video he goes on about electricity and food, and he says that when he eats food he would like to eat only electric food. And this guy is in the audience, asks him what electric food is, and he says when something is from the earth and it's in its full unaltered state, physically, biologically, the atoms and electrons, everything, you eat that, your body likes it and it deals with it well. You eat something from a packet that's made processed and full of processed sugars and everything, that's non-electric, your body eats it and deals with it bad, and you don't have good electric firing because your brain is electric. So this man says about electric, and Dr. Sebi, bless him, he says that no, the electric has resonance, and resonance is electric, because I was a doctor and I was a scientist and I was this, that, the other. He's not just a food expert. He knows what he's on about, and he says electricity is resonance, and then he explains about resonance and electric. So this is the video, and that's the guy. He's very dark. Dr. Sebi, electric food,
Yeah.
full length, and the video is a total of 1 hour 39 and 11 minutes. If you watch that video with an open mind, it's truly amazing. There's loads of videos about him, but yeah, it's electricity is the key there. Vibration, and he goes and proves it very well, very well.
You get it from spinach and kale, and all the dark green leaves and all the electrolytes. It's there that we need the iron and stuff that we need as well to help carry the currency, to help you flow. It's all these words, they're all prevalent, but we don't know how to invoke and how to use them in the right sequences, because we're indoctrinated. We're not taught that. We're taught to sweep up. We're not taught to look within and think and look for ourselves and put our own things. We're not allowed to put our hand up and give an answer. You're told what the answer is. There's that. That's the answer. That's that. There's your belief system installed, invoked into you. And this is what we're trying to get away from, isn't it?
I'm just going to go through the room now and see who else has dropped in since we last said hello, brother. All right, we have after Sticky Toker, P900 Cool Picks, hi Indi and everyone. Curtis of the Rivers Clan, very cheeky. Eldon of the Adams family, because it's Adams. Yo, can I ask you something? Yes, Eldon, you can, but remember where you are in the domain and redact the person's information. Bots for job recruitment, Curtis. Yes, Docker, what's the hangout email link? We'll get you that, Docker, no problem. Sticky has put UK. Sticky's on it. Well done. Nice one. My brother has done that. All courts operate in trust, law based upon ecclesiastical canon law, ritualism, superstition, satanism, etc., which manifests as insidious commercial law, and we are in court to take the hit. Yes, that is true. That is true. Steve McRae's dropped in and says, nice, Simon. Yeah, we recognise that it's Admiralty and Maritime, and they dress in black, and they use Black's law, and it's very occult.
Rise.
The dead shall rise. You are there to appear, and you are there to attend. How you do that is by your own choice and at your peril, isn't it?
At your peril, barrel.
John,
hope you can
they
swim.
tried. Yeah, walk into court with a noose around your neck and say, I've salvaged myself, I'm all right. Big man said, I'm forgiven, there's no judgment needed. Present me a bill, I will discharge it, effect payment, job's a good one.
The Lord forgive thy trespass. Whom here was above me.
P900 says harm assessment risk tool. Yes, warning on that. I heard that though within the same breath, within hours of the cast that I did from Sheffield with Matthew. We was talking about automation and jobs and the danger and the scarcity and what's going to happen, because as the jobs deplete, the money will become more scarce, or the credit, fiat currency, federal, bank notes, the Bank of England's notes. That's what it says on them. So those notes will become ever scarce as more and more jobs get lost and unemployment rises, and nobody knows how to effect payment or manage in the way that they should. What are we going to be doing? The brothers and sisters out here will be rioting, fighting, killing.
Discharge.
We're not having it. Yeah, it's not just about going to court and how things, that is important, but we are here as a family, a brotherhood, and ultimately there's a danger.
How not to go to court. That's what I advocate. How not to. That's the last
Me
measure.
too. Me too. So it's a danger.
That. If your paperwork's all in correct order and good stuff like that, and you haven't done a wrong, then good shall prevail.
Yeah, we advocate to do that. We inform that it's best to sort it out in a private, isn't it? There is a procedure process that runs in the background that if you ignore it, it will assume and presume, and the assumptions and presumptions of the Roman civil law system that's at hand will render you, that being you, the agent of, but assumed to be the full public person with the title and Mr. Guilty.
In accordance with their rules, your silence is acquiescence. You're saying yes to whichever rights and wishes they bestow upon you. So you're to rebut all assumptions and presumptions in the first instance, and to prove your own clean hands, or to prove your own honourability within any given circumstance and the jurisdiction that you're in within it. So yeah, that's how I go forward.
I think we might have a request from our Simon then, Brother Simon, to come on and have a chat. Shall we go inside and see if there's an email for him?
You're the governor, pal. I can't do none of that. I don't know how you do it, so you crack on.
Easy. 2 seconds. We'll go and see if we have an email. I can just simply copy that in and add him. We'll be on in a jiffy. Bish, bash, bosh. No, I'm not done. Nearly. Why? What do you need? You're all right. 1 minute. Let's go. It's as easy as this.
Shining. Weather is sweet. Yeah.
I do have an email from Docker, I believe.
Your dancing feet. When the morning over the rainbow.
Let's go here. Let me find him. Let me send a message to Lado. I think he sent it me somewhere. I have it somewhere. Let me try and invite. There we go. We got it here. Get in. Let's get that on.
I'm still in the attire of servitude, brother. I've had a little bite to eat and a couple of coffees and a fag and whatnot. I've still yet to have my shower and whatnot. Phone's rung off the hook today.
Simon, invited. Give him a minute. All right. Yeah, all right. Well, we don't have to drag it on too long. It's just literally an informal hangout, a chat to give anybody a chance to come on and chat with us. Test it out, see what it's like. Chew the cud.
Roll with it. Roll with it.
Right there a minute. Let me just see. I might need to stay here in case he doesn't get it. Look at the chat room while we're here then. Again, quickly.
Roll with it. You gotta take your time.
Hello.
You say don't let anybody get in your way. I need a bro, lad. I've been disbanding. I'm on my own. They've all deserted me.
I'm inviting you now. Okay, that's on Facebook Messenger. We're live on Tube. He's here now, so he knows I'm inviting him. I don't know what else to do. Are you all right with that, Docker? Let me see the chat.
He didn't have much. I don't know what he was struggling in his little caravan of love there. When I seen a video the other day, it was all echoey and reverberating, and it was, I don't know what was going on there. So he might not have the best setup in his little caravan of love.
Oh, Steve, yeah, and Simon, it were a feedback thingy, weren't it? Yeah, and then No, he needs internet. That's all he needs. That was just audio setup, different mic,
Oh, I don't know.
audio speakers.
Technophobe. I have no clue, pal.
Let's do this. It's done. I'll try him again. Let me just put it on again then.
Pardon me. Good, if he comes on, then I'm going to go and make me a quick brew.
Well, I'll make a brew anyway. It's all right. I can fly solo, travel solo, hang solo, tough, all of the above.
So low. Well, ain't it happening, brother? Can't we get hold of him, or what's going on?
I don't know. He's gone off the feed. He may have gone offline. I don't know. They've done it. We'll carry on then. So he's not there. He's not on the chat for a bit. Who else have we got in then? Let me see.
I'm going to stick pots on them, brother.
Brother Alan's in. Yeah, easy Alan, long time. I did see a message from you. I'll get onto that. I've had to prioritise. Evening, guys and gals of SPL's family. Sorry I'm late on. Tornado Max. Better late than never. That's what we say. That's it. It's all good. Everyone's behaving. Andy's gone for a brew. I will read comments. So your one's in the kitchen or somewhere. I don't know. Oh no. We're going back into the office, guys. I'm going to go back through the posts then. No questions. Everybody's good. Let me check if there's any more requests come in. Shikaka. Yeah, it's hard. Look into that. I applaud you. I found a story on wired.com. It was a story about the UK, United Kingdom Police Force using it. Let me try and find that for you now. That was quite incredible. Let me read you the exact verbiage from that report. Let me search for that. I did invite Docker twice, so I don't know what happened there. We'll see what happens. He'll let us know. Assistant risk tool, Heart AI. I'm going to read this out. UK police are using AI to inform custodial decisions, but it could be discriminating against the poor. And then we've got the, it's from wired.co.uk/article/police-AI-UK-Durham-heart-checkpoint-algorithm-edit. It's not the easiest one, but 337 souls have seen that post that we've put up there. That's beautiful. So I'm going to read you this out now just to give you a little insight as to what the fourth industrial blockchain revolution is doing. You may have seen that the stock market is selling blockchain technology. What is blockchain? Who is blockchain? Stuff like that you don't know. I'd get to know. So this is from your the Wired website, and this is the story there about UK. And what I shared referenced the Select Lords Committee in April reviewing this that I didn't get quite through reading about, but never mind. UK police are using AI to inform custodial decisions, but it could be discriminating against the poor. What? Durham Constabulary, which has been testing its heart algorithm since 2017, recently made changes to avoid reinforcing human biases against people living in certain areas.
Oh, a message saying it's not allowed, Steve.
An algorithm designed to help UK police make custody decisions has been altered amid concerns that it could discriminate against the poor. Oh, it could discriminate against the people from poorer areas. A review of its operation also found large discrepancies between human predictions and those made by the system. For the last 5 years, Durham Constabulary and computer science academics have been developing the harm assessment risk tool. So who was that again, did we say? For the last 5 years, Durham Constabulary and computer science academics have been developing the harm assessment risk tool, HART. The artificial intelligence system is designed to predict whether suspects are at low, moderate, or high risk of committing further crimes in a 2-year period. Judge Dredd, Minority Report. What was that other film that was mentioned now by G-Star about? Hey, you're looking quite emotional. Would you like a pill? What's that film now that he mentioned? I can't remember the film that he mentioned. So anyway, the algorithm is one of the first to be used by police forces in the UK. It does not decide whether suspects should be kept in custody, but it is intended to help police officers pick if a person should be referred to a rehabilitation program called Checkpoint. The scheme is designed to intervene in proceedings rather than push people through the UK's court system. HART uses data from 34 different categories covering a person's age, gender, and offending history to rate people as low, moderate, or high risk. Within these data categories is postcode information. The police force is now removing the primary postcode field, which includes the first 4 digits of Durham postcodes from the AI system. HART is currently being refreshed with more recent data and with an so whatever you put into these things and however you program them, they will act. They've realised there was an error in the programming and the algorithm, and now somebody might. This is exactly what we're saying. Exactly. So we trust them to manage it themselves, do we? And we trust them to bring us report. What if? Who's going to check this? What if they didn't do this, but they're putting out that they did, but they're carrying on as before? Who's going to know? God Lord, Anyway, I'm nearly at the end, Andy. HART is currently being refreshed with more recent data with the aim of removing one of the 2 postcode predictors. A draft academic paper published in September 17 reviewing the use of the algorithm reads, the paper was co-authorised by one member of the police force. I have a concern about the primary postcode predictor being in there, says Andrew Woof, WOOFF, a criminology lecturer at Edinburgh Napier University, who specialises in the criminal justice system. Woof adds that including location and socio-demographic data, that's our bag, socio-demographic, can reinforce existing biases in policing decisions and the judicial system. You could see a situation where you are amplifying existing patterns of offending if the police are responding to forecasts of high-risk postcode areas. The academic paper, the first review of HART to be published, the first review, that's important, states that postcode data could be related to community deprivation. A person's residence may be a relevant factor because of the aims of the intervention. The paper continues, if the postcode data is relied upon for building future models of reoffended, then it could draw more attention to the neighbourhoods. It is these predictors that are used to build the model, as opposed to the model itself, that are of central concern, the paper states. There's more to it, but I can't read it.
There's more to everything than we're allowed to read, mate, isn't there? Let's be honest there,
Massive, massive problems on many levels. I am not consenting to that, please, but our persons do. So we need to get, it needs looking at, doesn't it? We need to work out, it's already happening. They're already testing it out, It's like automated. Here's an example. Someone has been run over and died, killed. Man has died. Blood has been lost. A life has gone from an automated, AI-controlled iron horse, transportation, car, vehicle. If you search for it, you'll find the story. So someone's died from AI. So they're going to say that AI isn't foolproof, but it's immensely a lot more safer than man driving, is what they'll say, with all the sensors and restrictors. But sometimes man needs man's interaction, and we need to see the other side of it. We want human interaction. If there's a little old ladies and elderly and disabled and that are on their own, and even mentally handicapped and so forth, then they're not going to use computers. So who's going to look after them? What are we going to get? Android? Well, Sophia? Why can't we do it ourselves? Because it costs too much money, but we've got the money. We have the money.
All these things, mate. All these things. It's just absolutely barbaric what go on.
We want this. We select this. We're happy with this. We
Yeah,
consent to this.
yeah, that's not what the general public have voted for, I'm sure, you know. But hey, that's what they're imposing. That's what they're invoking because that's what these people that have voted have asked for. They've signed and put their declaration that that's what they want and wish for. That they need to be governed and be told and shouted at and go about their business as free will as the government say they can. So this is what's going on, and it's unfortunately affecting every single man and his dog.
And his dog, yeah, literally, we've got a man and his dog, haven't we, that we're defending and trying to help out and promote, enforce the rights of, and you know, take away the control of the state and put it back into the, you know, the set law, the creator. So, yeah, talking about him, Mark Thomas comedy product. There's a video that I've got to go and post a link of now. I've got to go back in and do that because I'll forget, and that's truly remarkable what's been done there by brother Dodgy Doctor's YouTube channel.
He's a remarkable man.
Yeah, Jack Straw. We're going to see Jack Straw having a chat, Mark Thomas, Dodgy Doctors, and a cancer patient, and what? Pardon? All right, no problem. Everybody's doing videos. I can't shout. Our kids doing video. Everybody's doing one. Let me get
Everyone's on cyber chat, man. Everyone's in the virtual world.
She's only 11. She loves it. She's like, "What do you do? Make videos and chat. What do you chat about? Lots, everything." She's like, she never had a channel, and she's made one, and she teaches.
Superb.
She teaches in her own way, you know, and does it in Hungarian and English, and yeah, it's quite interesting what
you give.
Our properties minds can be capable of. What we do in history, and we want the Mark Thomas. Here we go. This is incredible. I didn't cry, but I was just grinning the whole time. The whole time it was on, I was like, this is a piece of history. We're now representing this man. We're helping him. Mark Thomas has had him on the 1998 with Jack Straw. Check this out. This 80 Jack Straw. Oh, I'll just post a link. I'll go outside. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Here you go. Get this. Copy this, guys. Copy that. Copy that. Get on that now. I'm not telling you to, but I'd strongly advise you to. So what you have there when you watch that is a cancer patient, a guy with something arachnoiditis with the spine and in most amount of pain. Nickname is the devil's disease, so that tells you what kind of pain threshold you're dealing with there. And there's somebody else there that I forget, and they talk to Jack Straw and they say, so the UK government and its policies, you know, at the moment in time, if we want to self-medicate, take away the pain or this, that, the other, if the officers are called present, whatever, then we're done as it's a criminal offence, and it's our choice to use medication that's with all the side effects and carcinogenic and blah, blah, blah. And, morphine's heavily addictive. It has massive side effects. There's plants out there. Man can take plants, yes, and eat, not this, but it's organic. It's there next to me. You know, you grow whatever you want in your private capacity. Our last likes pretty flowers, so we grow pretty flowers. Mint, herbs, herbalists out there. You know what I'm saying? Herbalists. What we're talking now, we're talking let medicine be your food and food be your medicine. Hippocrates, the Greek philosopher, the herbalist. We've gone away from them now. We seem to be going back to them, but we can only go back to certain ones that the government say. Well, Jack Straw compared the use of cannabis similar to, you'll see it in that video, formaldehyde, and that made me think of the thalidomide and the disasters that the government's had with drugs and what's happened with the testing grounds and how they use us as testing for inoculations. We're not going to talk about Liverpool, but we're aware of Alderhay and what Alderhay got accused of with body parts before. So many scandals. Do you know what I mean? So many. The way that the government's prescribed drugs and then had to take them back and say, actually, we shouldn't have done that. Sorry about prescribing ecstasy and amphetamines and heroin type opiate-based drugs and having to recall them back at our expense. So you'd argue that we're being tested on. And this Jack Straw's just defending government policy, but It's just a piece of history, really. It's 98, so nearly 20 years ago.
His story is a part of his story.
Made
Simple
some
as that,
noise,
mate.
they did. They made some noise, Andy, definitely. Wow.
Yeah, they were the days too. But you know what's happened? Whitewashed. By the way, nothing's
Cook
changed
report,
of it. No goods
Roger
come.
Cook,
Yeah,
Brass Eye.
no goods come of that. It all gets put by the way. Bring in new procedures, new policies, new act statutes, protocols, and to overwrite that which way they missed in the first place. That's why there's about 11,000 of these damn things to trip you over in life. So this is why we're invoking to separate your capacity to know who you are, know which title that they're looking for, know who you are, and you better stop a lot of that from happening, the harm, loss, and injury. You know, ring fence yourself, ring fence your property, put these buggers on notice, get your stuff into trust. If you don't know what it is, look into it, apply yourself, have the application, have the mindset, put some time of your life aside a moment before everything that you think you willfully own gets taken away from you. And it'll be at the hand that you don't see coming because it's a virtual hand, you know, it's not there. You can't,
Yeah.
it's intangible. There's an intangible force coming for you and you can't feel it and you can't see it until all your stuff's gone. So it's most important that you understand that the state is imposing at the moment, and it's only going to get worse with the perpetual debt system, the way that it's crashing, and the grab that's going on at the moment through their own operations. So there's a lot to realise with realise.
Indeed there is, brother. Indeed there is. Your eyes to see, ears to hear. Deception. You know, we've been warned about the deception in the end of the times and
You may
certain things.
hear, but make sure you're listening.
So what?
You may only hear what?
Teapot.
You may only hear what?
Let's go. Let me just see here. What we've got. Just been reliably informed by a specialist paralegal debt recovery agent. The Bill of Exchange Act doesn't exist and neither does the CPR. The information I'm getting from the internet is wrong. Wow. Admin, can't say what because we're on tube, but admin in SPL's. So let's have a look at these comments. This is all right. Then I'll go to the chat room. I'm looking for email accounts if anyone wants to come on or see if Doc has replied. Comments from members of question marks. Sorry, what was that? Ooh, error 404 not found. Bills of exchange. Oh, funny. Ask them what sort of medication they are on. Wow, but then yeah, it won't. Oh, I don't know. That's too big. Maybe your only remedy is in the private. Well, no, it's not, Richard. There's other things there. Easy things that clarity of the situation here. They certainly are operating in the private. On about companies there, but yeah, that's just an interesting. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of comments. I'm not going to read all them out, but yeah, there is a governing force, isn't there? Unified commercial codes. You know, you've got Admiralty Maritime, and you've got common law, you've got your equity and trust, you've got there's all these different things that govern different parts, canons and ecclesiasticals, as you found out, and what Lado was on about earlier. If you don't know about the 20 equitable maxims, I'd like to read these out quickly. Number 1, equity sees that as done what ought to be done. Number 2, equity will not suffer a wrong to be without a remedy. Number 3, equity delights in equality. Equality is equity. Acquiatlius es quasi equitas is the Latin. Number 4, one who seeks equity must do equity.
Yeah.
If you're conning people, you won't be covered, will you, brother?
That's right, mate. You must have clean hands.
Number 5, equity aids the vigilant, not the indolent. 6, equity.
Don't rest on your laurels.
Yeah. Number 6, equity imputes an intention to fulfill an obligation. 7, equity acts in personam. Yes, i.e. on persons rather than on objects. But on persons, man, only man, isn't it? Man can, not a corporation couldn't use that. Soulless entity can't. 8, equity abhors a forfeiture. And that's spelled ABHORS. Abhors a forfeiture. 9. Equity does not require an idle gesture. Do you know it's already in effect? It doesn't. It's there. It's when trust is acting, and equity is already there by default. It doesn't require anybody to. That's how I read that. I'm not know if that's right, but it doesn't require an idle gesture. It's there. It's
or which is conscionable.
With trust, it's equity. Yeah, he who comes into equity must come with clean hands. 11. Equity delights to do justice and not by halves. That means it kicks ass. Equity will take jurisdiction to avoid a multiplicity of suits. 13. Equity follows the law. 14. Equity will not assist a volunteer. Now that's interesting. We'll talk about that another time, but that's deep. We asked that question about being a volunteer, and are you a volunteer, and how you would like a volunteer. So you are under the assumptions and presumptions, and that's different to being a volunteer in law. You need to look at what being a volunteer is, and we can talk about that later. Richard got involved in this on a later thread and stuff, and where equities 15, where equities are equal, the law will prevail. 16, between equal equities in the first order of time shall prevail. So that's first in time is first in line. Yeah, that one's the one. Between equal equities, the first in order of time shall prevail. So if someone puts a notice or an equitable charge on a property, they're the first ones to do that. They've got the claim to the equity now. See what that? I don't understand all of that, but that's basically my understanding of it so far. Nasty. 17, equity will not complete an imperfect gift. If you, that's that's for discussion later. 18, equity will not allow a statute to be used as a cloak for fraud. Now then, 18, equity.
You can't enforce an act to break the law anyway. So
you've said that, haven't you? You know about that one. You like that, don't you?
Well, that's how it is. You can't break the law by enforcing acts and statutes of a person. They're of the wrong jurisdiction. You can't mix their oil with my water. That's how it is. Keeping your own jurisdiction. This is mine over here. If you wish to step into mine, no problem. There should be some sort of benefit for myself and a fee schedule. No problem. The same as what they apply to the person. You got to mirror image it. You got to turn it on them.
Yeah, if you're late paying your insurance, your direct debits, anything like that, you get what? You get a fee. If you want to change your person's address or any of the details on a policy, you want to upgrade it, downgrade it, move it, cancel it,
an administration fee. You can change your car insurance onto a different vehicle of a lesser value vehicle, but they still want £300 administration fee. Hang on a moment.
No, 50 or something, but yeah, sometimes it can be a lot. It can be a lot of money to mess about, can't it?
Yeah, these young kids, mate, and they're getting into upgraded cars and whatnot, mate. They're getting pushed around this place left, right, and centre, mate. They can barely afford to even eat because they're trying to get a fancy car, and this is what's going on, you know.
Number 19, equity will not allow a trust to fail for want of a trustee. Number 20, equity regards the beneficiary as the true owner.
You better believe it.
So yeah, that's a nice one. But anyway, let me just my post got buried. No, we're all right. Everybody's chilling. I have got some guys to on Hangouts. I've got a lot on the other handset, but I don't want to just randomly get them. It's all right. We just wanted to come on and chat and
hangout.
Yeah, just give it a rundown. Let me see what's going off in the room and Andy's. What I mean, Dean Yates, easy now. He's dropped in, brother Dean of the family Yates.
Yeah.
Add me, brother. Got 15 minutes free. Steve McRae, let's do that. He can say hello. 1 minute, Steve. My apologies for seeing that late. Let me just check this.
Look, as you said, that synchronicity. As you said, did you hear my phone go bing? I've just had a message to say that Steve said it will come on, because I can't see the messages, can I?
Yeah.
My phone said it, so I was just about to say, there we go. Look, we'd have got you on somehow, brother Steve.
It's already here, mate. I'll just confirm what I'm going to add. I think it is that one. I always like to know exactly who's coming on rather than it be a surprise. Oh, who are you? I didn't invite. Yes, you did. You just invited me now. Oh, I wanted the other Steve. Now you're here, you may as well stay. Here we go. I've done it.
The
It's
other
gone
Dave.
through. On a memento. I'll say we go for about another half hour, and I'd like to wrap up so we can let. I'll leave you two going. I've got something to do. I actually have. At
Yeah, me
8:15
too,
and
brother. I've
8:30.
got a few things to do, you know, but hey, I endeavour to keep the boy happy, brotherhood of man, brethren, two as one, and duality, and all that. We come together
Look
as
at
one.
Lado. Look at him.
All that.
Brother dodgy doctors.
Oh, check him out.
Check him out. That's 1 minute 59 into that Mark Thomas comedy product. Mark Thomas comedy production, series 2, episode 1, medical cannabis, 1998, Jack Straw, uncut. Go and cop that
Beautiful.
now. After this show, it's in the room. I've posted the link. Let me just
Wicked.
stay here just to make sure that we might not see Steve. So, oh, look at him, bad boy in his ute.
Yeah, baby. Let's
See?
get Steve on.
But wait, hang on. Let's go back to that picture. It kind of looks like what he is now. What do you recognise there, Andy? Dodgy on a laid out Dodgy, chilled out. Look.
Definitely. Definitely.
Some things never change, eh? No, it's not funny. We're going to sort this bloke out and get some ass kicking done as a team, as a family unit. Let me try Steve again. It's as easy as this. Go.
It says I'm not allowed to join the site. Wonder why. It said that earlier to Docker as well. What's going on, David? Is there some sort of a security setting, or have you got a thing you got to click, or a box you got to tick?
Oh no, it's the same as usual. Everything's the same. Let me see. Just check. Informal hangout with Indi, Andy, and Fam. Public, quick, normal. Everything's normal. Advanced settings. Enable chat. Enable slow mode standard. Block spam standard. Allow embedding. Yep. Promote. Yeah. Promote. That's good. No age restriction. No, we know how to do this, and it works well. But let me try Blu-ray. See if he picks up. Let's try somebody else that's.
I just said we don't normally have this trouble. This is the first time.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. So it's not us, but I am on a ban actually. I'm on a 7-day ban from my rambles and video casts of late from the Book of Faces, shall we say? And there are issues going off, but we'd know. Let me find. I want Lado's one. Let me see if he's about. Blu-ray. Let's see if we get him on. So why? Yeah, I'll just try that. Otherwise, we'll have to try another time then. But everything's the same, brother. I assure you.
Send Steve Law on last one, then third time lucky. Yeah, they're saying threes.
It's gone now. That's gone through. Here we go. Let's see if he's if I can find
The first two could have been mistaken. The third's a definite.
Yeah, I'll try Blue as well, just to see. I'd like him just to check and. That knows me. I'm the whiz kid.
I thought that, lad. You know, we don't normally struggle. Here we
He's
go.
here. He's dropped in. Look, there we go. Third time's a charm. It's all good.
I did say in threes. Look at that, and the man comes. I was eating and smoking just, and I'll switch myself back on. Good evening, brother Steve.
Good evening. How are we doing, you Steve? You all right?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, hi Steve. Good evening.
It's tough to keep a good man down, they say.
Well, we tried to talk me and Simon yesterday, but like I said, he's having problems with his where he is, Ken, because I was down there working. I'm still down there.
Yeah.
Down every couple of weeks. He actually was down there, so it's not the greatest.
Any sort of a phone signal, let alone bloody Wi-Fi or whatever down there, ain't it? You know.
Signals, it's terrible.
Exactly.
Definitely not good fun, that's for sure.
Exactly. How are you? All good then? You've been busy?
Well, we're chasing this Ward Hathaway and the fraudulent Mazars, and it's funny. It's funny getting all the evidence against them.
I love how
even the judge sits laughing at them, going, "Do you know what? You've been caught. Just give it up." But they don't want to give it up. So we've got to go to the High Court now. Dearie me.
I love how you have such a nice time and all that you endeavour to do, and you know, make it the occasion that it is, mate. And if you can just invoke a little bit of that into everybody, it's the laughter, the you know, once you know and you're secure in your conviction of whom and what you are and what's available and what's possible, you can do that, can't you, mate? You know, and
every time, every time.
Trying to get that across is so difficult, you know.
It's priceless.
So yeah, good on you, lad.
No, good on you guys. Like I said, you're all doing your own fights, so everybody's doing it. You know what I mean? It's just that I just stick to the one thing, really. I just work on that evidence. I just want you to see it for yourself. Once you see it, then what you do with it's entirely up to you. There is different opportunities open for everybody to play that game. It's a game. That's all it is a game.
A stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you choose which part you wish to enact. You know, that's how it is. Isn't it?
Whether you want to be a
got the power to enact that.
Man, the woman, absolutely, it's a choice. It's entirely up to you, depending on what hat you want to wear when you want to wear it. Play the game.
If you're brave, you're going to go for the lead part. If you're not so brave, take a seat back and go for someone in the choir or whatever you like that, and build your way. But ultimately, we're looking for each and every one of us to be standing as king of his castle, isn't it? Really.
Always kings in the castle. Kings and queens of your own castles. Nobody has got the right to take you home. Nobody. One of the maxims.
Exactly. And without due consideration, without their due consideration to even start with, there's fraudulent activity anyway. And to repossess that which you have never even possessed to start with is fraudulent as well. So there's so much fraudulence going on. You know, it's just it's got to be stopped. It's got to be stopped.
Well, it's catching them, mate. It's catching them. You've just got to be relentless with the paperwork. The paper's what kills them.
I know that. The clarification
you've got the material evidence to fight that in the courtroom. It's frightening when you see the judges actually get handed this. It's frightening.
Well, this is what I advocate, because people say to me, "Well, I rung them up and I bloody give them hell on the phone and I let it rip and I leathered him," and I'm like, "Mate, so what? Did you write him a letter and clarify that?" It's like, "Well, no." I said, "Well, good, because your recording's gone in the bin. What have you wasted your time like that for? Why have you let them have your energy? The plan's working. They've got you where they want you. They don't see what's going on here. It's very important that everything is clarified. You know, if you can give it...
Legalese, the wordings on it, you've got to really understand what they're saying to you.
Exactly. You've got to understand the verbiage.
You're going to lose on a default. I try to put as many videos on, because you can't hear the sounds very well when we're interacting, but if you sit and listen to what actually they're saying, you understand that they're talking as if like a computer, like an algorithm.
Yeah.
A mile off what they're trying to get John done.
Yeah.
So after that agreement, that consent, that juddering, do you get my drift?
They're forever trying to put their oil into our water, or trying to muddy our waters with that language.
Yeah.
And if you can see and hear the language for what it is, then you'll get the trick of it. Then you'll get the gist of what's going on here. Then you can enable to enforce yourself in the correct manner and defend yourself also at the same time. It's just a trickery. It's a word magicry, isn't it? The jurisdiction of law matters on what you say and how you say it and which narrative.
No, on that one, can I just, when I said to the judicial man at JBW Enforcement, and he said they going to consider using the full force of law to enforce this collection, I said, and that's where we differ, John. I said, because we operate under the governance of law, and you're threatening to use the force of law. Well, we don't recognise that, whatever it may be. But here, once again, are the terms and conditions and the parameters set out in the procedure rules, and here's what we are obligated to do to provide remedy under law. And now he sent it off to the legal department of JBW after telling me that John Mason of JBW was the judicial review department, but he clearly wasn't, because now I see, after 2 months, Brother Steve, of talking to this man about civil court procedure rules and so forth, and warrants and strength of warrants and case law and what they can do, it was falling on deaf ears for 8 weeks. And I've told him he's now about to commit criminal harm damage, you know, and so forth by allowing these agents to come to this private, you know, person's, man's, lady's property, dwelling, so forth, and how they class it and what it is. And I put it out as in private and said, so you're trespassing now. And when you trespass and you ignore rights, then this is very serious. It goes to the criminal stage. So this is my last communication with you, and I consider this matter closed. And they just emailed me back. We're passing it on to legal. Bless them. It's amazing.
It is. Would you like me to help you with the council, shall I?
Yes, please.
Right.
Everyone got started with a little help from their friend Steve.
So let me explain about what's happening with Lillian. Lillian refused to pay the council tax a year ago, yes?
Yes.
And they put a fictitious charge against their estate, which is something in the readings of £1.6 million, right?
Right.
And the process of this, they made a bankrupt and they seized 40 grand worth of assets. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They froze their accounts, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what they didn't know was that her son had already put her inside in a private estate, his estate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me explain what the council have just done here. There is 2 councils running here. There is one in this country and there's one in Northern Ireland. And guess what? The one that you're dealing with is not a British one. And that means everybody in Britain. It's a Northern Ireland council you're dealing with, which is a private corporation, another private corporation. This is how they get away with what they do.
And that's why they've closed the gates of Storm. That's why they've closed the gates of Stormont.
Yeah, exactly. And it breaches international waters as well. So
yeah.
You understand where I'm going with this now, because it's all contract. It's all contract. Yeah. Absolutely. Now, I've just shown through that year, basically, more so now because it's been the last couple of months because we went back into court, that this Mazars have got licenses. Now, as of 2008, everything went insolvent and everything went private. We know this.
Yeah.
So anybody that did have a license does not longer have a license, and nobody coming forward to pertaining to have one doesn't have one. Does that now make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they can never produce something in a courtroom. That's why they can never sign it off.
So therefore, every man thereafter, and through their own enactment, they have suffered each and every man a tort of misfeasance through what they're doing.
You've got to be able to prove it in the court, and that's why you've got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to get the evidence, all the evidence, paperwork. You've got to find it. We always ask for that letter. Like I said on my video, I need to see that letter. I know it's fraud. I just need to see it. So once I've got it, I can go back and chase all that back then to find its origin. Where it's now,
because it's tangible evidence. It's that
tangible,
which you can see, you know, it's there. It's the substance. It's there. You can't rebut the substance.
No, you can't rebut it, and it gives a source. The source is what you're after.
Yeah.
Because this is a Secretary of State insolvency. No, it's not. It's actually done in Northern Ireland by a council.
And then you can bring that back to the intent.
Absolutely correct. Spot on. Now, if everybody was to do it right, could you imagine how the system would just stop overnight?
Overnight, they would be even further bankrupt than they are anyway.
And the beautiful thing about this is you can walk into any courtroom, once you've been in it, any court, whether it be the county court, magistrates, criminal courts, and file a notice of application on an N244 form. And you can ask to go to the High Court. They can't stop you. They're not allowed to. The only bad bit about it is you've got to pay 250 quid. But I tell you what, it's the best 250 quid you will ever spend if you've got the evidence to march into that court with, because you've already got it.
Yeah.
And everybody needs to start doing that.
Absolutely.
Lose the 250, save your assets.
Absolutely. And what is your asset?
A legal fight here. I'm not fighting a lawful one at this moment. Do you get my drift?
Yeah.
That's just a legal argument I'm fighting. Wait till I get to the High Courts and then the trust comes in and everything. That's for another argument.
And your assets being everything.
Litigation charges.
Yeah, because you have the mitigating circumstances on paper.
Absolutely, Andy. Absolutely.
You know, it's not. You can't say, "Well, I phoned Brenda on Wednesday and she told me a load of rubbish on the phone." That isn't evidential. That's what we're speaking of, and that's what I advocate. It's got to be that. It's got to be substance on paper.
Absolutely,
it's very important.
Now, this is the beautiful thing about it is any real licensed trustees, yeah,
Yeah.
We'll never ever touch this because that's aiding and abetting a criminal offence.
Exactly, because they will be then compelled because they're aware of their fiduciary capacity.
That's why they'll never ever sign a witness statement on any statements in court. Now you
That's
understand
right.
the fraud. Now you understand the fraud.
I knew that anyway, but I'm talking through it with you so that for the benefit of
I
those
know
that are
you do.
watching
That's why you're doing it.
it. Big respect to you, brother. Thank you for allowing me the privilege with you,
Exactly what
Steve.
you're
Thank
saying.
you.
You're breaking it down. I know what you're doing.
Thank you, mate. And I've watched you for many years now, and I've looked up to you, and I hold you in high regard of a knowledgeable man and a being that does good and well for all.
Everybody's knowledgeable. They have their own ways of expressing it. I've just been taught differently for everybody else because of the legal side of it. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I fight a legal argument very well in a courtroom.
Well, I live a life according. Well, my laws are that which are divine, with righteous,
but mine's
just,
are
and
divine as
proper.
well. But you understand, I can fight in the courtroom. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, absolutely, and you have to compel them with their rules. Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
that's what frightens them the most because
if it's not just, if their action isn't just and right and proper, I can compel them with my rules as well as theirs. Because if it's not right, it's wrong. If it's unjust, it's unjust. If it's not proper, well then it's improper. You know, and they can be compelled in that capacity also.
Absolutely, because they're now breaching on the maxims. Absolutely
exactly.
Correct.
So that's how I operate, and that's
the system's been told not to impeach on the man or woman.
Exactly. Don't do wrong. Don't do fraud.
On a daily basis. Absolutely correct. Absolutely, with food, water, bills, you name it.
Until they step out of office, quick! There's a man about to get his ass kicked in the government. Let him step out of office quickly to avoid all public liability. Enter the next clone. Off we go again.
That's why the man come into it, David. We're just about to go to the High Court. Yes.
Yes.
I talked to Miss Fienson on the public officials and everybody named on the paperwork for what this fraud entails. If that hits the High Court, I'm now going to bring ecclesiastical into under trust law.
You're going to get the big cannons out, boy.
The man in question who owns the trust and his mother's in it is now looking for damages criminal damages against the man and woman who's done this.
Well, he's entitled to just and fair compensation.
Not the right way, then.
Yes.
No, there are no illusions what we're just about to do. This is what they've tried to stop for over a year. I know what they're doing. It's just because you have to get there.
I love that laugh. I love that laugh.
Things come to those away, man.
Yes, and it also aids the vigilant. That's equity for you.
Absolutely.
Yes, boom. I love it, mate.
No, I've got to go now, guys, because I'm doing these cases, yeah.
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 Just for you two guys, you're relentless with your work. You're very methodical with your work. You're going to have to. You've got a lot of badness inside your structure. I'm not calling yous. I'm calling others. Yes.
Yes.
You're going to have to weed through that. Like that's just why I work myself. You see, because I do it that way for a reason. Because I know and I know alone.
We see and hear them all. I see those snake oil vendors.
It takes all your energy because you have to try to focus that on something else, and this is why you lose. You need to cut it loose.
No.
Keep it strong. Keep it focused.
I put a post up the other day as you speak of that, mate, that I see the snake oil vendors that are passing off as genuine. Yeah. I see you, and I can see your underlying current.
Yeah. And so like I said, once this is all done, this will go online for everybody to see.
Yes.
Just that you're trying to hide it, and I'm not letting it hide. I'm not letting it go. I've been asked to let it go. I am not letting this go because they're not getting away with it. I don't see why they should get away with it. Everybody should be answerable to the law, the real law.
That which is just right and proper. Perfect.
Yeah, injury, loss or harm. Show me who I've injured here. I want them to come forward and put the claim against us. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. No representative.
I've done it, but if I've not done it, fella, you're in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I've got to go, guys, because I've got a lot on.
Yeah, not me. Send me an email, Steve, or a hangout or something. We'll have a private chat or something. Reference.
I'm really busy, and I thought I'd give you 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, like reference the concern you just said then, because I don't know. We've got an idea what you're on about, but I don't really know. So if you could just drop me a message.
Andy has got a great idea on it because he knows he was breaking.
Oh, okay then. That means I'll be up to speed then. All right. If he knows, I know. We're all right. All right. Thank you, brother.
Good. I've got to go, guys. Peace.
Ciao. Peace.
Guys.
Thank you, mate. There you go then.
3, 2, 1. We're back in the room, in the office.
Yay!
Some comments. That was good to get him on, weren't it? A brief.
Yeah, brother Steve. I love brother Steve, mate. He's a great soul, and he does good, and he's very knowledgeable and methodical in all that he does. So, if anybody wishes to go and have a look at his site and get involved with what he does, do so, because it'll only be for the greater benefit of yourself and your family and your surroundings and your assets and your property. And with that, I mean your children and everything. Your children are your property, and that's why they're an asset to you.
I'm just writing what happened to Docker. I've seen he said he's not happy. I can re-invite. Maybe he's got technical issues. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm just looking through the room's comments. Everyone's getting on. Jonesy, John, Albert, Dean, Alias is bring out the cannons. Who else? We've got Mandy's in the house.
Bring out the big guns.
Tornado, Max, Dean, and everybody's getting on there. Dean, I've had a chat with. He's a good brother. He's giving out some good information there about health and stuff, outlets. We're on about painkillers, I think. David has my contact details. What am I? I mean, a 00 agent Sovereign has many details, yes. Whether I can give them out and interact you do that on the .com or the Facebook or on here on your channels, private messages. Nice garden, David. If only you could see mine. A few plants here and there, but mostly stones. Yep, you're a black screen. Yep, you're a black screen, Andy. Yep, you're a black screen, Andy. What does that mean?
Oh yeah, I had me WhatsApp switched off, but didn't on my camera earlier on.
Oh, right.
I was eating and smoking, and it's a bit rude to eat and smoke while you're doing a WhatsApp. But I'm starving. I've been a servitude and stuff, so I'm trying to.
Oh, bless you.
Share the love
I do
and everything else. Be at one, Try and say that what I feel and say what I mean and mean what I say. And if it can invoke anybody else's authority or bring any good to any other man or woman, then God's so it be. Because that's what I'm here to do. Me vocation, lad.
Simon, Docker. Sorry, guys, laptop has been hijacked. Tried to do a live feed with Steve last night, but it's been corrupted. I'll explain that.
That's why then, mate. We thought he had technical issues because we've never had that hitch like that before, have we? We normally invite somebody and fish. They're on, aren't they? So we knew it was his end. You said it was his end, didn't you?
We are caught up with everything. We are all good. Let me show that. John, it keeps not letting you inwardness, weddings, He's trying to do this on purpose, John. In a structure, in a nature essence, the condition of being inward. 3, spirituality, inwardness, inwardness, inwardness.
If you haven't got it within, then you're always going to be without. If you know that it's within, then you can invoke it at any given time. If you have to go and search for it over there, love or happiness or whatever it is you're searching for, you're never going to find it because it's always elusive. And that's why you're always going to be without if it isn't within. You've got to have a open heart and a mind to see the greater good in the next man and things, and invoke the good feeling in nature and be the change that you wish to see. So if you always hide behind the cloak and fear of it all, know that nothing will change anyway and just roll with it, well, that's what's going to happen because you haven't inwardly manifested correctly.
Yeah.
You got to rely on yourself. No one's going to knock on your door and give it you've got to invoke it, and you've got to create it and then go take it. Put back what you take, Don't be greedy. Little and often. That's how I operate.
I'm thin. I'm not greedy. I'm thin. I just take and give back. Yeah, I'm just like snafu. Let them know what slow mode is. Slow mode is 1 minute. You send a message in every 1 minute because I'm away from the keyboard, so I can't monitor it. And I'm just testing it out. It's just a little test, slow mode, whilst we do these test hangouts to see what slow mode does. It lets you put a message on every minute. So if anybody starts doing anything naughty, I can run in and go, get out, before any more come.
Oh, you're so spiteful. Just let them have their say. What's the matter with you? Shills, trolls, bills and bowls. Let them in, mate, and we'll spread their love. And, mate, love always puts out the fire. It's as simple as that. You can bring as much acid as you wish, mate. We've got the alkaline for it. No problem, mate. What is. What shall be, shall be. You can't start making up acts and statutes and protocols and procedures to try and invoke some kind of a crazy warfare to override that which is true and natural and proper. And once you know how to invoke that and you know whom you are and what you are as opposed to a person and your corporate entity, then shit will happen for you. And excuse the French. Lord Almighty, does it wind me up?
Winds me up like the government selling citizenships for £2 to £10 million and ignoring the processes and letting whoever come over, you know, a bank manager from Kazakhstan that did something with the money and fled the country, then ended up fleeing here, and the Treasury asking the Home Office who's checking these millions, and the Home Office saying you're checking it, and the Treasury saying no, you're checking it, and they both went, oh, no one's checked it, whoopsie. 2008, Steve just pointed out about 2008, the securities in the courts and so forth. 2009, the great, you see what's happened here, guys? And here we go with the Brexit smoke and mirrors now. And now we've got some HART being HART technology going in with the algorithms. And we're having the money digitalized, and the dark and deep web have promoted the growth of Bitcoin and the form of drugs and hitmen and unethical conduct and processes and trade. And now we've got Bitcoin rising into mainstream avenues, and the bills of exchange is being purported as rubbish. And man doesn't know who he is or what his rights are. It's scary times, but luckily we have stuff like that going off.
If you don't know what your rights are, you don't have any.
Yes. Raconteur News, who's heard of them guys then? Yeah, I need to know about them. I'm going to do some research on that. That's looking good. We'd like to go onto other channels, won't we, Andy, and do some guest chats if anybody likes to recommend where we could go on another channel and chat and chew the cud. That'd be nice.
Yeah, we can do that, mate. Come and have a cup of tea elsewhere. A change of scenery. A change is as good as the rest, they say, don't they? Hey? Change of scenery. Bloody cup's empty again already on park, so I've been abandoned. All by myself. Right then, brother. All caught up my phone didn't ring. I can't believe.
Say that again. Phone. What else did I want to go through? If you do have a consultation or you request to have a consultation regarding a serious pressing issue and you go through the .com, what happens there is we would ask for 15 of the Bank of England pounds. We would take 10 of those pounds and let the trust get 5 out of the 15. Yeah, 10 to the man, 5 to the trust. So every 15 that is earned, 5 goes to the trust and 10 goes to the man. Me and Andy are managing this at the moment via the Google Hangouts and the booking form on the .com. But I'd like to add that this is not legal advice. We are in our self-governing private sovereign capacities. And as such, we are not affiliated, licensed or authorised to give legal advice. For legal advice, seek a solicitor that is licensed from the L London Temple BAR Society. A session with us is to simply gain information, knowledge and transfer from us as sovereign paralegals family. Thank you. So that's just the advantages of that are that you can double check things and go through things with us, much like you could a solicitor or somebody from the high street, you know, L London Temple BAR Society. But we will give you the information as we see it, and we will give it you in its entirety, and you will be duly informed. Just going through the bookings and the reasons why I've changed the text and what exactly it is. And obviously we're giving up, it's not legal advice, we're giving up and why it isn't legal advice and a disclaimer for that and who can give legal advice.
I'm not licensed nor obliged, nor can I speak legally. Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees.
So it's time, isn't it? You explain it how you see it. How do you see it? You know, I've just said 15 of the Bank of England pounds is requested for a donation to the trust. The man gets a 10, the trust gets the 5.
going forward, if we do get busy, we can expand this team, and there could be 10 of us doing this every hour, all 12 hours a day, 8 hours a day, 24/7. We could have guys on call, being assigned as a agent or trustee or something along them lines, some part of the trust, and we can have them working. So we've got 24/7 coverage on that, you know, international. But with regards to the donation, we understand how the financial fiat, you know, currency, money, and all that intrinsic cash credit works. So we have to use that system for the time being because we have nothing else. We are working to make plans in the direction of private, as you can see. And if I, the man, or Andy, the man, or anybody of you that might volunteer to do this, once we've gone through the necessary intake, you could do this. And you are giving your time up, the time of your life, you know, beats of your heart. So you need remuneration for that. You can do it free and on a volunteer basis. But as we said with the equitable maxims, equity does not something a volunteer. So we need to, you know, protect ourselves and act accordingly in the correct capacity, of which we're trying to do. And whilst remunerate ourselves, the trust earns as well. So it's not just for the man. It's so we can sustain and the trust can grow. So this could be shipped out, not shipped out, expanded too. It's bad, isn't it? Expanded out. You know, it could be a panel of, we'd like 10. I really would love 10 there, like, you know, all on the go at the same time, you know, just like check in. We'd be like floor managers, if you like. What's that? What are you saying? Yes, carry on. Brilliant. Excellent. Remedy after remedy. Be like Hogwarts, but sovereigns. But how do you see it? What you're offering to do, to sit with me on the end of a whatever device and then speak as we would see it in our private and sovereign self-governing capacity. You say it how you see it, please.
Yeah. Well, if I'm just listening to someone's circumstance, if I'm going to listen to someone's circumstance and they're going to listen to what I feel about that circumstance, and they take that feeling away with them. How they enact with that, or what they take from that, if anything at all, or what they do, is completely up to them. You know, it's I'm just giving what I believe I would do to enact it in that scenario if it ever happened to me in my life, or if it has happened to me in my life, which quite a lot has happened, hence I'm knowledgeable in the area. You know, so that's just all we're doing. We can't give legal advice. We speak lawfully because we enact lawfully. We live a lawful lifestyle. You know. Yeah. So if we can speak in the way that we live our lifestyle, that's no problem, you know. But we've got no license, nor duty, nor do we have any business speaking a language that we have no knowledge of, you know. It's of a society that I'm not of. I'm not oathed, and I don't have a contract or joinder with. So that's for them. And until such a time I do make joinder, or I do make contract, or I do swear an oath of allegiance to their society. Until such a time, I won't speak that rubbish, and I certainly won't be given advice of it because I don't know what I'm talking about in that area.
And would you use legalese then in a lawful notice to somebody? Would you consider what language would you use in the body of? This isn't a test. This is just I know you know the answer. So yeah, in a notice, say like a claim of right or a notice to a trustee or something. Can you correct in a relationship? Would you use legalese, or would you use derivative of Anglo English?
I use the Oxford English Dictionary, mate.
And there we go. Well done.
I'll keep it fee simple if I can, with one word, one meaning, or one short sentence with one meaning, not to be misconstrued, not to be assumed or presumed upon, and not to be taken out of the context or narrative in which it's written. So keep it fee simple, keep it easy, and that's how I do it. And use the verbiage, the wordage, the etymology of the Oxford English.
And the Oxford Styles Manual would help you out there if you are confused. There has been cross-examination with the languages from America that we've seen on YouTube. So you're on YouTube now. We are on YouTube now. So when you see the videos and you're in the land of the Anglo, and we see the Chicago Styles Manual being referenced for dogma, glossa, Latin, corruption of body of text within a text. We have got the Oxford Style Manuals for Anglo.
Anything uppercase is sign language, and there is no law of the land that states that you must read sign language. When it comes to sign language, I'm illiterate, so anything past that point, forgive thy trespass. Simple as that. Anything else? Next.
Tornado Max from the Trust. So I'll be careful. He's on here as Tornado Max, but he's on in Facebook is somebody else. We'll just say Indigo. We'll say Indigo has got no earpiece. It's to me and you and SPL's family. So yeah, Tornado Max. Here we go. Whilst at Nottingham City Hospital, standing guard of my partner Bethany and newborn son. Oh, this could have been the. Remember, there was a baby born on the Andy and Dave show back a few weeks.
Yeah.
Could be something to do with that. Here we go. A newborn son, so that he isn't administered by any toxic vaccines. Yes, it will be. I have issued the hospital with vaccine providers and vaccine party notice. It basically states if vaccines are safe or effective, then the vaccine administrator has to sign and accept liability for any harm, loss, or damage to vaccine recipient. And if they do not sign it, then that is validation of fraud and deception. None of the staff wanted anything to do with it at all. They just said that my son would not be given anything without my consent or written approval. Also, I have asked one very nice, extremely helpful midwife about who actually informs the GRO of any newborns in the country. Midwife explained that the NHS computer system passes the information on to the GP surgery. The hospital doesn't inform any other government department other than the patient's GP, and that it is the GP that informs the GRO of a newborn in the country. If this is indeed the case, then me and Bethany both have written notices informing the GP surgery since 2012 not to disclose or pass any information to any third party unless it is the NHS only. What are you guys and girls thoughts upon this? Woohoo! Ooh, that's a biggie. I like that's the congratulations, brother, is my first comment.
Yes. Everything is choice. Everything is consent. Don't be misguided and don't have the truth misconstrued upon you. If you have a feeling, I live my life by my gut. If it doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't right. And if you don't feel right and proper and natural what they're doing to you, then notice them. Tell them that. And don't consent to it. It's as simple as that. Whatever they're telling you, it doesn't matter. If it's your property, it's your property. You decide. It'll be to your own detriment anyway. That's how it turns out in nature. Don't let them tell you it's for this or that or another. We are embodied with such perfect creation. You know, and there's misconstrued things going on here about these types of things. So I'm not going to get myself all too deep into it, but just great thing what he's done. Boom. I'll just say that none of my offspring property are vaccinated either. They have none of the MMR. They have none of the. They have nothing, and they are thriving and absolutely flourishing in life. They're all in management positions. That they're homeowners and it's all going on. So, you know, and they've outlived all the things that they spelled or propelled. Sorry, what's go on?
Dog's coming out. Our friends come in to ruin it.
Oh, quick, leg it. Yeah, so rudely interrupted, but there you go. So, is that are we caught up with them? Or does he need help with that, by the way, or is he got it covered? I didn't really get the middle part. Is
no, he's all right.
He's
all right. He's that's in that comment was read from the Facebook trust, so you can see that later in there. It was only a few hours ago, so I would say he's in here as Tornado Max. So I would say that you are the Elodio title, isn't it? You are the title. You're there. It's your property. It's your title. It's you haven't got the certificate yet. So before you see, this is the actual. That's mine. Get off it. You don't need a certificate. That's your missus. You're a man. That's your property. End of. We would say civil servants, but they're now working for a private corporation, the NHS, listed and whatever, acting privately, isn't it?
You're entrusted into their care, into their wardship, into their state.
We said hospitals because we was on live. He was in the bless him. He was in the surgery in the hospital when we was live.
Yeah, I remember. We were saying,
what are you doing chatting to us? They're going to be injecting. Go.
No, mate. It was amazing, weren't it? Boom. Yeah, definitely. Big love, brother. I hope all prevails. I hope all good prevails. You know, it sounds like you've got it covered. I hope mum and baby's fine and, you know, live happy and prosperous. Dogs at the front, even though you got cats on the back going across the back wall. I'd like watching the Coronation Street advert. Look behind you.
Thought it was the Shadow Man. I thought sometimes the Shadow Man creeps up on me like that. If you don't know the Shadow Man, do a YouTube search on him. Also, the Russian sleep experiment's a good one to watch when you're going to sleep. All right, thanks for that. I'm just thinking that perhaps we should have a private hangout with Tornado Max and just go through a bit, like a 20-minute.
Yeah, quickly
more
then.
like an hour.
Time's lacking for it's half 8. I've still not been having the
Not now, but another time. Another time.
Yeah, that would be great, and I'd love to, like I said, donate a bit of silver for that baby because it happened live, and he took time out of his own private to listen to our babble. So God love him for that, mate. It's amazing. Boom. That's respect and love, that is, mate.
Gumshoes dropped in. Tornado Max is saying thanks, big love, etc. Thank you. Back at you. I'll do from Gumshoe. Yes, I'll do, brother. Stuart of the Richardson family. Wouldn't we just get an email for something to quote or print off and show at gate, no cost? What's that for? The Sovereign Gathering? Yeah, we will be printing and emailing you PDFs or something. Bear with me. We've yet to design them. We're up to, you know how we roll. We do it live and direct. So there's a PayPal transaction, which I will have a master print off, and I will assign a name to that PayPal transaction. Your PayPal transaction will be assigned to the ticket number. These will be kept separate, data and everything, GDPR compliant. Don't you worry. So then I will match up the list. We will match up the ticket list, issue, entrance, band, so you can see you've been checked. You'll have your band. It doesn't matter what that's about, but we've got a system and it'll work. It's just that we're doing it on the 14th and 15th of July, so we've got just a month to get it on. So go to the .com, have a look at the event page. We've ordered a healthy large dose of Scorchio 30-degree sun. We have in the wings, what have we got, Andy? Awnings, gazebos, trailers.
Yeah, live music, food. It's all coming. So if you wish to bring your offspring, we've got events for that as well. So bring your family, bring your friends. It's going to be a great time. Campfire at night, live music, oneness, unity, safety, security. So, you know, you can't ask for and want for a better one. Boom, let's have it. That's exactly what we're going to have. A common unity of well-being and oneness. Unity, simple.
Anybody, yes, any brothers and sisters want to come down, see us in Personam, say hello, come and
have a dance with us, come and have a sing.
A requesting.
Anyone can play an instrument, bring your drums or bring your guitar, bring what you can play, and we'll sit around the campfire and we'll have a right sovereign time of it. That's what we'll do. One love. Boom. Yes, we deserve a break. We deserve a break from the perpetual evilness that surrounds us. So it'll enlighten and strengthen us. So it's what's required. So I've spoke to many people on the domain. I'm forever chatting to them in text form and stuff. And we're going to these seminars, and I'm having people walking up to me calling my name. It's quite bizarre and puts me on the back foot. They know who I am, obviously, through the videos and the chat, you know. And I feel quite rude by having to. Yes, hello. Who are you again?
I know.
You know, it's quite overwhelming. It's a bit of stardom, really, in my own
name
little
badges.
life.
If somebody could make name badges for the Sovereign Gathering, because that's also annoying when you meet somebody and then you see them later and you forgot the name, and then you're like, "Hey up, brother, pal, something."
I'll reach Shaggy, no problem. So that's just how we roll with that, and no malice intended.
Zaire, I used to be like that with Zaire, but now Zaire, I know who you are. But at first I was like, "Yes, brother," and Ahmed, and now is Zaire, yes. And just takes a bit for it to click in with it. Everybody, it's just we're all the same. We've got so much going on, such a busyness.
So look how many people contact us. You know, there's enough in the group anyway, but the they all seem to head to us for their own little bits of remedy and their own questions and answers, don't they? Yeah, so that's how it is. Right, brother, should we call it an evening then? And I've got to go and do my own thing. I've got to go and, you know, have some more
I
drinking.
said 8:15.
What time are we on then?
8:30.
Yeah, we've done a piece, and one love all and beautiful vibrations and all that. We can catch up again tomorrow if you wish, but, you know, I'm tighted for today, to be fair.
No problem. You crack on. I'll just say hello to the Look Pondis, and Gary Evans is asking. Look Pondis. When is London seminar? We need a venue. We're looking to speak to Brother John. Bruno's got back to me. The venue isn't available in Guildford, Surrey. I've looked into that.
It isn't. Did you say it isn't?
It isn't available, not yet.
Okay.
So there's nothing. There's an update on that I've got for you. I don't know anywhere in London, but. Yes, love to all, Curtis.
As soon as we can. That's all I'll say. We'll endeavour to get there. As soon as we get a venue, we'll come see. No problem. I'll come anywhere and sit and see them, won't we, Dave? Let's be honest. You know, if there's people waiting to see, we'll come. Simple. So, blessed be. Peace and love. High vibration.
Peace and love.
I know we're at it, mate. Any questions? spls.com. Come and join up. Come and join the family. Get yourself entrusted.
SPLSpro.com. You nearly did it.
Anyway,
SPLS.
bonjour. Big love. My way.
See you later, brother. Ciao, bello. Let's go. Thank you, Tube and Steve, everybody that's here and commented. We will catch you sometime soon. I will be live with the Pioneer mixing desk. Watch your notifications for when I go live playing with my MP3s and the Technics Mark V. We'll be getting a few little warm-ups going for the Sovereign Gathering. If you have got anything you'd like to bring down and show us or offer, or you think we might be interested in, or to educate us with, or anything like that, you do any, let me see, trading of any kind, holistic medicine, technology, anything along that line, or you're making anything and you're presenting a product and you need some assistance or anything, musicians, cooks, chefs, all that, dietary, nutrition, Reiki. I'm into Reiki, so yeah, we'd like to hear from you at david@spospro.com or ukfreedomproject@gmail.com. There's a number that you can contact in emergencies only, please, because it does ring like probably 2 an hour now and it's getting quite busy, but you can use that and we'll get through. I need to ring somebody back that called me while I was on this video, so I'm going to do that now. And yeah, we'll say peace, love and light, and ciao bello. Thank you very much, guys. Let's do this.